get you connected to your community. We're your local station to keep you informed. Welcome to Energy 95.3's Community Connection.
And if you joined us about a half hour ago, we were presenting beautiful puppies. And today we're going to change gears a little bit. We're back with Community Connection with Condors Connection here. A little different than usual because this one involves the time zone change and a couple states over. But Ryan Holt with the Bakersfield Condors joined us today. How are you, bud?
Yeah, weather change as well, too. It's cold here in the Rockies. It's, I think, 30 outside and snowing, and it's a pretty long walk across the parking lot. It's about a quarter mile to the rink, and it was a little chilly this morning so happy to be back indoors.
It's crazy like that because we talk about cold because I was saying it this morning how cold it was here, but when you hear that, yeah, it's a little different out there. It's a little not the same.
Yeah, I've been in Bakersfield now 10 years from Boston originally, and I mentioned on the broadcast last night, my blood is definitely thin coming to California. The players were even talking about it. I mean, some of the guys that have been here for 3-4 seasons, they were like they weren't ready for cold in April, but here we are in the Rockies, and we're going to fly to LA tomorrow, where it's probably going to be in the 80s, so a little bit of a temperature change.
Well, that is part of the reason why we're doing this on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday like we normally do with our Condors Connections, because you guys are in Colorado. Before we get to that part, let's go and talk about the big club like we do. Edmonton, Winnipeg did do a little leap over them in the standings, but they're still rolling strong. How's everything looking up there?
Yeah, the Oilers, I mean, it's safe to say I think that they're going to make the postseason, which is great. It's just a matter of, getting healthy and getting yourself ready for the postseason. So, the Oilers, I guess, have the benefit this week of a week off. Vancouver has some COVID protocols that they have to go through here this week, so some games were postponed. So, good time, I think, for the Oilers to maybe get a little bit of a break. It's a grueling schedule. I mean, even here in the AHL as well, too. They're packing a lot of games into a shorter amount of time, and even if it is less than we're usually playing, same thing in the NHL. They're packing those games in. So, good for them to get a couple days off, rest up, and get ready for the weekend.
Now let's talk, of course, about the where you are right now, which is in Colorado. You guys played last night against the Eagles and playing again tonight. And you guys are on, a 4-game winning streak right now, so not bad at all. What are you seeing and what are you feeling so far with this last few games that you've been playing? Yeah,
the team's played well, throughout the entire season, and 15-4, I think, in our last 19 games. So there hasn't really been a clunker all year. Usually you look at a season and, there's 1 or 2 games that you kind of throw out and go, I don't know what was happening there, but this team's kind of played the same throughout the entire season, wins or losses. They've been beaten because the other team, brought their A game, and maybe the Condors had their B+ game. Last night it was a 2-2 game in the third period, and Bakersfield was able to, kind of put their foot down. And I think the Condors have a little more offense than Colorado. Colorado and Bakersfield are 2 very good defensive teams. But I just think there's a little more depth right now from the Condors side up front. And I think that was the difference last night. The team has 3 of the top 5 scorers in the American Hockey League for a reason, and they all play on the same line. And, they scored 2 of the goals in the third period to kind of put that game away. So different game tonight, and this is a different beast for this team. 4 games in 5 nights, and tomorrow we travel to LA and we play on Friday and play back home on Saturday. So depth is going to be tested. The team has 29 players. We only dress 20 on a given night. So there's a whole half a team waiting for the Condors if needed to kind of sub in and give some rest here this week too. So it's a grind, but the grind is a little easier when you're winning. So good to get off to a good start.
So we're talking about flying back to LA tomorrow after you guys play tonight, and then you do have an away game, and then Saturday back at home. But this Saturday home game a little different than what we've had in the past, as you guys, since we went to the orange tier officially today. Things are changing in the arena, and we actually have fans coming back.
Yeah, it's going to be it's exciting for us. It's exciting for me. It's exciting for the organization. The players are excited too. They know that there's thousands of folks out in Bakersfield they haven't been able to see this year, in the building, and they know that they're still supporting them from afar and from their TV screens and computer monitors and radios and online and digitally. So it'll be fun to get people back in the building. It'll be a 10% limited capacity, and that's basically at the moment just our Condors 365 members, our season ticket holders, the folks that have been with us the longest. And there is potential, we may expand capacity over the final 6 games. There's potential there could be single game tickets as well too. That'll be determined, and it'll kind of be a last minute thing, really. Depending on the amount of season ticket holders that gobble up the tickets early on. So wanted to make sure we took care of them for their patronage, obviously first, and there'll be about 1,000 fans. So it'll be less than a normal Condors crowd, but certainly great to have the atmosphere. And it'll be the first time this season that we've had even family, friends, anybody in the building outside of just staff and traveling staff. So it'll be a fun experience. It's going to be an 8:00 start. It's a primetime game. It's on TV. So if you don't have tickets, if you're not a member, one, you could become a member for next season, and that would get you at least on the list on the pecking order. But if you're not a member and you want to receive notification when single game tickets, if they do go on sale, Bakersfieldcondors.com, and you can hit the tickets page, and there's a form to fill out that you get notified if we do have single game tickets.
Definitely something to check out. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the team in person this year. So I'm definitely going to be somewhere on that pecking order. We'll talk more about that off camera.
Find a way. We got a couple doors.
I'm saying one of these days I'm going to be joining you up in that booth. We're gonna go just create a little chaos up there, because that's what we tend to do when Ryan and Erik.
I like it. The chaos is my middle name. Last night during the intermission, during the second intermission, there was no scoring in the second. It was kind of I called it a workman-like period, but it was kind of a dull period. Neither team really had much offensive chances, and there was no power play penalties. And I think I rambled on for 5-6 minutes about what I had for lunch and what I was looking forward to for dinner. And so chaos is my middle name.
And of course, hockey. So the Aboot just came out when we talked about. So
yeah,
Ryan, I appreciate it.
Too. So we're looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on, and we'll see you this weekend. Going to be fun.
Of course, and you were talking, it is a TV game this weekend, right? So they can catch it on the big screen, right?
Yeah, live on 23 ABC, and thanks to Dignity Health and Three-Way Chevrolet. They've been our partners for a long time and helped us out a ton here, getting our games to the masses, while they haven't been able to get into the building.
Appreciate it. Ryan, once again, we'll connect up next week when once again we see that win streak continue right here with Condors Connection and Energy 95.3.